Oh, you know what? Let me grab this real quick. 1 second. Let's leave it on. There, then. Alright. Okay. Let's just go ahead and put this in here. Set that to... Love that, by the way. That feature right there just wasn't making the audio, or wasn't doing the audio correctly. Alright. I will say, I did get a head start. A little bit. I kind of already did I did still in the story dungeon. I don't know how much left is here. So, I mean, we'll just start from here, see how it goes. Anyways, I'm excited because I want to get to the trials, new stuff. It's like, more EXE trials again. Plus, I just want to get caught up with Dawn Trail. Alright, let me just talk to these guys. Can such a tiny portal truly be so dangerous? I came here in search of something that might further my research. I did not anticipate a fully functioning void gate. Bro. Oh my god. These are stupid. So I like to listen to my audio on my phone with an earbud. Make sure things are good. Unfortunately for me, Twitch on my phone, the Twitch app has always kind of been crap. It hasn't been insanely bad up until literally just now, so we're gonna update it real quick. But the fact I'm literally trying to... Why do I even have this on my phone? Still have this on my phone. So there's some VPN apps I've never even used. Holy. Oh no, I haven't used it forever. I need a free VPN for something shortly. Let's try it now that the app's updated. Let's see if it wants to crap the bed now. Alright, let's just continue on. If it does that, we'll just live with it. Even in the learned halls of Charlene, 'tis forbidden to throw wide the gates to the abyss. The peril is far too great. Void gates and fissures are much the same thing in practice, in the sense that both allow passes between the source and the 13th. The difference is terminology refers to the circumstance of their creation. A fissure is an incidental tear in the fabric between worlds, whereas a void gate is a reduction of deliberate action. I suspect it's the latter, judging by the elaborate mechanism put in place to control it. To think that our search for material riches would lead to this priceless discovery. That swirling emptiness, it puts me in mind of old friends, not to mention old foes. See, what's Varshan? Let's I expect you have more questions. Okay.
I must admit, I am deathly curious to know how a void gate came to be hidden in the depths of these ruins.
To tell that tale, we must first peer far to the south, and even further into memory. An age 5 millennia passed when the Algan Empire sent an invading force to the shores of Merasidia. The southern people rallied around the commanding figures of Bahamut and Tiamat and fought fiercely to repel the would-be conquerors. With Bahamut's defeat, however, the tide turned against them. Desperate to seize any advantage, the Mercidians resorted to summoning primal entities. In response, Emperor Zande forged a covenant with the Cloud of Darkness, sovereign among the all-devouring denizens of the Void. Thus bolstered by icons on one side and Void Scent on the other, the two armies clashed in a battle of unspeakable carnage. So much death, so much loss.
So the aliens had to use the Cloud of Darkness.
I consider myself well versed in that period of history, yet you speak as one who witnessed it happen.
I kind of always figured that the Cloud of Darkness was just kind of... I didn't realize it was actually like something he forged a pact with. You might have mentioned that in the thing. You might have mentioned that when you were doing it.
Sped toward that war-torn land.
I kind of just assumed it was like... Alligans were messing
along with
the...
my sibling,
experimenting with the Void.
Ashdaya. We dragons are not male or female as men are wont to classify, but elder sister is the closest a mortal tongue can come to describing what she meant to me. I was the last of our brood to hatch, and Ashdaya cared for me where my sire could not. Thus I was with her when Tiamat roared. I was with her when she journeyed south, and I was with her when she fought against the Void-sent hordes. Yet no matter how many of their vile fiends we cast down, more rose from the abyss to take their place. Faced with an unwinnable war of attrition, Ashdaya risked her all on a final gamble. She plunged through the Void Gate itself to strike at the root of their strength.
Oh.
I tried to follow in her wake, determined to lend what aid I could. But even as I came upon Alag's glittering tower, I saw the rift close behind her. And Ashdaya has been lost to us ever since. I don't know what it'd be.
I find I must retract my earlier claim of historical knowledge. Nowhere in the Crystal Tower's archives did I see mention of such noble sacrifice.
That does not surprise me. To Allagan eyes, it must have seemed as if a lone dragon, driven to madness, simply dove through the gate and did not return. For my part, I spent long years searching for the means to reunite with Ashdaya.
Why wouldn't they understand it? I'm confused.
Until I could search no more.
Stop it.
Until Alag was dust.
Stop rubbing on the thing.
And the arts to open a void gate large enough to accommodate a dragon forever lost.
Yet you have the beginnings of a gate right here, under the control of a harnessed device.
Hat, for the love of God. I don't need you rubbing on the thing.
My discovery came before Radzat was founded. Though I scoured the lands for a method to cross the rift, it was beneath the sea that I chanced to find a natural planar fissure. It was, however, far too narrow to admit a worm's bulk. Only after our city rose upon the rock, and I could enlist the aid of our talented alchemists, did matters take a favorable turn. Their dedication was beyond reproach. Tirelessly, they worked to expand the fissure, and after decades of toil, it finally grew to a size that a child might pass through.
That's why you created the body, isn't it?
Not long ago, you told us that
Oh,
you
God.
called out to your kin, but Ashdaya's answer was silence. I suspect the conclusion to
off.
your tale is not a joyful one.
With hope in my heart, I used a simulacrum to cross the threshold. But no, I did not find her. What I found was a host of void scent, clamoring around the opening they had sensed. 'Twas but a moment, but enough. I had no choice but to retreat and allow the portal to contract once more.
The gate was a threat to your people. You had to decide between endangering Razathan and abandoning your sister. And you chose the latter.
'Twas not that thy siblings scorned thy call. 'Twas that she was trapped beyond a barrier through which neither roar nor dragon may pass. Even now, in the desolate world of the 13th.
I can scarce imagine your pain, yet it was wise not to linger in that place. Too long a sojourn, and even a being of your power risks being warped into a creature of the void. You've seen this phenomenon before, when we stepped into the darkness.
I remember when Nero turned purple.
Turned purple? Well, yes. His wounds had allowed the void's corruption to enter his body and twist his ether. Had it been allowed to progress much longer, I presume he would have been fully transformed.
Then
What
there
is
is
wrong?
little hope
You
for
literally were just
Ashdaya.
outside.
Ah, no. I hadn't meant to. I speak only of possibilities. The scales of the First Brood are extraordinarily resistant to ethereal fluctuations. They are the protective talisman's core components after all, and even the corruption I described would struggle to overcome. Of course. With the warding scale in one's possession, one could conceivably survive a stay in the 13th without being warped by its energies.
Be that as it may, it is too late to rescue my sister. 5,000 years too late. And now countless others look to me for guidance and protection. So when I sensed intruders in the ruins, I came only to ensure that the gate remained closed. That, and to secure the treasure, of course. I wish only to forget the rest.
Okay. Holy crap. My cat was annoying. I love him, but holy crap. I already had him almost knock off the mic arm once. And at this point, I'm going to consider changing, I guess, the side of the mic arm's on. But that's going to be really awkward, and I'm going to have to figure out how it's going to hold the mic. Because there's not as much space. But that's probably going to be the next thing to do. Holy crap. So they managed not only to expand the fissure, but also manipulate it as one might a gate. Astonishing. Is there any chance I could learn more of how this feat was accomplished? I will tell you what I can. First, however, I must return to the High Crucible and arrange to replace the guardians you so handily destroyed. It will not do to leave the gate undefended. My apologies. Perhaps a touch zealous in our rush to uncover the vault's secrets. If the constructs can be repaired, we would happily offer our assistance. That would not be necessary. Much as I retain spare vessels for myself, we keep duplicate guardians on hand for such eventualities. In any case, you should return to Radz-at-Han. I wonder if the entire dungeon's loaded. Kinda curious. One of those, I wish they gave us a fast travel to Radz-at-Han. I need to do my custom deliveries tonight. I need to use them up. I want to at least hit max for all of my custom deliveries. I've been making a lot of steady progress with whatchamacallit? Or the necklace. Oh, the beast tribes. And whatnot. If I can hit the right button. I almost have the Qatari finished up. I'm kind of just waiting to finish out Shadowbringers beast tribes before I start the Endwalker ones. Then I'm working on bringing up all my crafters. They're sitting over there drowning. Miner and Fisher. I gotta work on those. I'll be honest, I did not enjoy nearly working on the whatchamacallums. The Gatherer classes. I think they're far more boring to work on. Considering there isn't a way to, there isn't like something that, there isn't a class, I don't think there's any Gather tribes below level 70. Or, no, sorry, below 60, I guess. I don't think there's a Gather for Heavensward or a Realm Reborn. I could be wrong about a Realm Reborn. I'm pretty sure there's no one for, there's not one for Heavensward, which makes at least doing it on the side a lot harder. Granted, Diadem exists, which I think is supposed to be like what you're supposed to do. Doesn't make it much fun, I'll be honest with you. I promise we discuss the Void Gate later, but first I must attend to the matter of the Vault's sentinels. As your instruments have no doubt informed you, the Capicula have been reduced to so much scrap. Please bring a new one out of storage and see that it is conveyed to its post along with some few lesser constructs. Was it tomb robbers? Fiends born of the Tower of Zot. By the cat. By the sisters? Don't tell me a blasphemy yet roams free. Yeah, I still need to do the blasphemy quest for the classes. Why such guilty faces? Surely it wasn't you who were responsible for this. Oh. Well, the details aren't important. I shall see it done immediately. And with that, the vault will soon be secure once more. Now, I believe you had questions. Quite a few, in fact. But I'd like to begin with the gate itself. It is still functional, yes? Indeed, which is why I saw it sealed with an alchemically forged lock and warded it with my magics. Such power must not fall into the wrong hands. In truth, the primary reason for the vault's construction was to keep the gate hidden from the outside world. So much effort for such a little door. That little door, you speak, leads to an abyss teeming with unspeakable horrors. That said, in its current state, it would admit only the lowest of voids in. And from this side, no man would be able to pass through. No man. I think Alfnod would fit, given a firm enough push. Physical size is only one consideration. The true restriction hinges upon the etherical density of the soul in transit. And yet you succeeded in expanding this diminutive portal and sending your simulacrum to the 13th. Thanks to my brilliant alchemist. I should have destroyed the anomaly when I found it, but instead, I bade them devise a means to control it. After much experimentation, they accomplished the impossible, a method which conceived by which my magic could manipulate the fissure and transform it into a serviceable gate. But the process has long since been forgotten. Once I had given up searching for Ozdij. I just heard her name, but I was distracted because of the damn cat, so I don't remember now. Ozja. I don't know. There is so much need to preserve much esoteric, and there is no need to preserve such esoteric and dangerous knowledge. Thus has the gate lain dormant for years uncounted. Our own passage to the 13th was made relatively simple thanks to the Crystal Tower. An ancient mechanism channeling the tower's vast stores of energy to open a void gate, one bound to a covenant made with a cloud of darkness. Once the sovereign entity was beaten back, however, the covenant was broken and the doorway severed from its connection to the void. Theoretically, it should be possible to reconnect the gate by forging a new pact with another void set, but such deals usually end in betrayal and death. In any case, we should attempt to gain an understanding of the bounty gate. Perhaps we could resume the search for your sister. As I've already explained, I put those futile hopes to rest centuries ago. My place and my duty is here now. I'd meant to ask, what prompted you to search for the vault in the first place? I'm not gonna do that. To see if the legends were true. I wanted to do that. Blame the state note up. This is funny. That would be funny. As you have seen, the fabulous wealth from the stories is quite real, if not its rumored design, but I'm afraid I must assert a prior claim. I've been adding that trove for years, little by little, but the time has come to spend it, that I must alleviate a people's suffering. Then we have one mind. We have no intention of taking for ourselves. Isn't that right, my friend? Your Excellency, would you object if I were to conduct a closer examination of the gate? I'll make no attempts to open it, of course. I owe you and yours debt to that can never be repaid. Whatever boon you ask of me, I shall have it. You shall have it. You are most gracious. I shall take full advantage of your permission. Would that I could join thee in thy study, but the Loperitos would be anxious to receive my report. I beg my leave of you. I must be off to Charlene as well. Mistress Crow was eager to speak with you about that request, so please come back to the annex as soon as you're able. For now. You can discuss my findings once I return. You'll not be rid of me so easily. You may now undertake the Chronicles with Bogogrover. I can't wait to do that. I want to do the Alliance Raid. I'm excited for that. What else do I have? So let's put that in top right. We have... Did I even take the starting quest for it? I need to do the variant missions at some point. We have Truth Imperfect, we have that set of quests. The difficult part is, in all this, will be deciding how best to put these riches to use. Will you lend me assistance in these deliberations? Anything to make for the constructs we broke. Then think of your employment as recompense. Serve me as guest advisors, and I will consider the broken constructs paid in full. It is now I'm in iron this together. I will follow her example. Meanwhile, elsewhere. Somewhere in the void. This. I sensed the breach of a gate, but it is not instigated from this side. 'Twas thrown open from the other. I too felt it. A rare occurrence, yes, but such a tiny portal is beneath our notice. There are more pressing matters at hand. An opportunity is upon us, the coming of which we have awaited for nigh 10,000 years. We dare not let it slip through our grasp. Yet we may not underestimate she who bests the cloud of darkness. Even restrained by the Covenant, the cloud was no feeble wisp to be dispersed by some flesh and blood mortal. Bah! Let her come. I will drown the world and watch this fleshling gasp for breath in her final moments. Your zeal is admirable, but forget not our cause. Think back on our struggles beneath this sunless sky. Remember why we cede not our will to fight. This time we set the war in motion and win redemption for our star. We're still in the same patch, right? 6.1. I mean, it would be more quests than that. How many quests are we even in? Yeah, that's something I should have. Let's Endwalker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, okay, we're only halfway. We set up a new set of villains, though. Or threats, I should at least say. Shall we begin? If we are to spend the treasure wisely, then we must first determine which groups would benefit most from monetary assistance. Some of my citizens may find it intimidating to speak with the satrap directly, but ask that you act in my stead. Izami, you are to visit the Akayali in Yilmald. Speak with Matsuya and her people. Listen to their grievances. Esteemed, I bid you the same at the Palakistan. I will be conducting my own inquiries at the giant skull grounds. Dude. Once you believe you have ascertained the need for the populace, we can reconvene at Megahadita. Butchering that, good lord. Where am I going? That outside of the city? You should say that is outside the city. Alright, well, while I fly to the location, I'm gonna grab some water. Real quick. Okay, we hadn't reached it yet. I will say that I won't be doing all of turn that down. Let's see. I won't be doing all of the post Endwalker on stream like I did with main MSQ Endwalker. I won't be doing the Alliance raid on stream at least. That I'm gonna be doing by myself. I've been doing the Pandemonium raid series by myself. I've done up to P8 so far. And I'm gonna start doing the Hildebrand stuff so I can unlock the Manderville weapons. Because the goal there is to... I'm pretty much reaching a point where poetics I think are gonna become far less useful. Once I max out my characters, because I need a bunch of them for my relic weapons. So I'm just like after finishing, because I finished like essentially four, like in between MSQ, finishing Endwalker MSQ and starting this. I completed like 4 relics. So I'm gonna be looking to just finish gearing out my characters. Because I think I need to look at who I have left, but I'm pretty sure I have all the accessories for tanks. I have nothing for healers. Ninja Viper are geared. I want to say Dragoon is geared. Dragoon and Reaper are geared. I just need to finish leveling the Reaper, and then the mages are geared. So it's like I have a few more sets to get. Well, almost there. Almost kind of finished up with all the leveling for that. How's Namiya? I'm so glad to see you returned unharmed. You finished with the boat then? Anything the villagers desperately need? Well, I suppose Kalazahal loss hit us the hardest. I've been trying to find a buyer for my fish, but although I sell a few here and there, it's so much more difficult than it was before. Everyone's still struggling to rebuild their lives. Now we're just banding together as best as we can. Yeah, mage is done. I think, did I have all the stuff for physical? Yeah, Fizz Ranged is done. So Mage is done, Fizz Ranged are done. Ninja Viper are done. The Dragoon done. Dragoon is not even started, I lied. No, I got some of the accessories for Dragoon. They're shared with Monk, right? Those are shared with like Monk and the rest of pretty much all of them except Ninja Viper. Did I not have them on? Did I seriously just not have these on? That added quite a bit of health. Holy. Alright, anyways. Yeah. Okay. So, a decent amount to be done. I don't think I had any for healers, I want to say. Think I gathered anything yet? Yeah, no, I didn't gather anything yet. And then tanks are just sitting on accessories right now. Oh, that tank doesn't work. Oh no, Paladin's level 90. Yeah, and then we have accessories, we have all accessories. Yeah, and that's it. My ninja. Should have put on my new weapons. Should have put on my relic weapons for Monk and what's their face, but Monk and Black Mage, but I forgot to. Anyways. How fares the port? Well, it's in shambles, isn't it? The trade routes are open once more now that the danger has passed, certainly. But no small number of merchants have had to sell their ships to make ends meet in the short terms. Added to the sailors we lost in the final days, it's little wonder that the flow of exports is no more than a pitiful trickle. If Kalazan and his consort and his consortium were still with us, I'm sure they've found a way to turn our fortunes around. Now that was a man who got things done. God rest his soul. Greetings and welcome, traveler. Is your first time to Thavnir? Then you must try my special arma lassie. Its refreshing zest cannot be beat. What could such a wonder cost? What should a wonder cost you? What should such a wonder cost you, you wonder? Normally, I part with 3 bottles for the generous price of 13,800 gil. For you, I'm willing to go as low as even 10,000. You'd be practically stealing from me. Still trying to turn a profit these days. Times are harsh, my friend. The world may no longer be on fire, but we are still shifting through the ashes, so to speak. Sisters, spare me. We might as well have that ugly tower back for the scant few travelers we see these days. I myself barely have the coin to buy at local prices. I tell you, if I didn't charge the odd adventurer a small fortune for an effort afternoon too, I'd be scavenging for scraps in the streets. Oh, alrighty. Definitely feels... Yeah, I'll just take it. I'll waste the gold. This stream was short anyway. Hello there. Phantom Codex. Can I not wear that top? Does it not show up on their head? Does it not show up with their hair? Oh, they're probably saying that. What am I saying? I'm stupid. I was like, why is it not showing up? Because I'm stupid, that's why. Right, anyways. I turned off the visor. Why is it still there? But seeing my stint at Vitra's back did not go unnoticed. I couldn't take 2 steps before another Hanish local was thanking me profusely for saving their home. Ah, my advisor's return. I've just made it back myself. What are you doing, cat? Can you piss off? No, stop it. What is this? Ah, my advisor's return. I've just made it back myself. Why do you retain this vessel now that your true form is known? You could have flown across the island in a fraction of the time. But be that as it may, the sight of a massive creature descending from the sky can be startling to say the least. There are few places I can enter comfortably without risking the risk of flattening some sort of cart or stall. Fair enough. As for my inquiries, the people of the Palakistan were unanimous in their reply. They were surviving. Resources were stretched to the limits when refugees were pouring in, but they preserved with some assistance from Yilmald. From what I understand, they have always been an independent community. Hunters and foragers, and the like, and I am assured that the jungle is provided for their needs, for the most part. And Palakistan has weathered the disaster better than most, it seems. I myself heard good news and bad. The quarrymen were cautiously optimistic, having just sold a wagon full of giant skull to a foreign trader. But such visitors are few and far between. Compared to our best years, the weight of stone leaving Thavnir has been light indeed. Our nation is small and isolated, its prosperity dependent on a steady stream of exports. We must identify any obstacles to the flow of trade so that we may begin working to remove them. Tell me, what did you learn of Akayali and Yilmald? I see. Without a dedicated buyer, the average fishman must struggle to offload his daily catch. Yet, which is why I believe we should first address the lack of ships and shortage of able-bodied sailors in Yilmald. I'm reminded of a child I spied as I made my way back to the palace. Oh, sorry, yawning. His father lost at sea when the beast sunk their vessel. So many variations of the same tragic tale, repeated over and over. So many lives lost. Enough grief to drown in, if we let ourselves be overcome. But we will not. Estinian, Azanami and Estinian, I can consider the perspective you've brought me. I will consider the perspective you brought me and devise a plan to help my people confront their adversity. Come, I'd like you to be in attendance when I announce the proposal to my assembled functionaries. I can't read. And what is he complaining about now? What is going on, cat?
I thank you for your attendance. The riches the Radiant Host have retrieved were hoarded in Al-Zadar's name. A fortune I set aside for a future day of need. And lo, that day hath come. May it aid our wounded city in reclaiming its vibrancy and vigor. In better times, I would leave such a task to our capable Ahawan. God's rest his soul. Finding myself bereft of his counsel in the here and now, I will assume the responsibilities of mine office directly. Firstly, the treasure shall be sold for more convenient currency. Thence, invested into the trading port of Yedlamad. Our merchants must have their operations restored, their ships rebuilt. Commerce must flow once more. None were spared the tragedy of the final days. Of this, I am well aware. But an absence was created by the loss of Kalzar's consortium. And by filling it, we provide new means for our fishermen, our artisans, and others to bring their wares to distant markets.
And what of the children who were left without family to care for them?
That is a concern which weigheth heavily upon my mind. A simple gift of coin will soon be exhausted, leaving these young souls adrift on the fringes of our society. Nay, a proper solution is needed. One which doth guarantee their welfare for years to come. Thou hast surely seen how other nations rise to meet this challenge, adventurer. What dost thou deem the wisest course?
Ilia Shire's orphanage was funded through trade in highly coveted goods. Was that only there because I did that quest line?
Of course.
You like punt your ass,
We can
cat.
draw on trading profits to build a new
I'm about to punch you,
institution.
little man.
Let us put this idea into practice.
Cat.
A contract shall be written, requiring all who receive of Al-Zadar's treasure to commit a portion of their future earnings towards the running of an orphanage. Now, such an influential policy is deserving of a worthy name.
Why not honor one of your most successful merchants?
A successful merchant. I believe I see thy reasoning. Kalzar should be remembered, not as the blasphemy which terrorized Thavner, but as a hard-working and generous man who brought much wealth to our shores. Do any among you object to this proposition? Many here lost loved ones to the beasts.
In that time of strife, any one of us could have broken. Any one of us may have been taken by despair. When I think of Kalzal, I feel no hatred. Only a stinging regret that we could not save him as well. Isn't that right, men?
This bodes well for that boy. Mirad, was it? Perhaps he can cut ties with that shady peddler.
Then let it be done. Henceforth, this initiative shall be known as the Kalzal Foundation. Nabdeen, thou art to assemble a patrol and ensure that no child in this city liveth in squalor. Clerks, see to the management of our funds and make haste. Our citizens must not suffer a day more than is necessary.
Dragon and man, side by side in pursuit of a brighter morrow. Reminded of Ishgard.
Yeah, I walked away to go feed the cats because they're being a pain in my ass. I should hopefully quell them for a little bit. Thank you for putting forth Kala Zahal's name. Those whose lives he enriched will take comfort in seeing his legacy honored. You will forgive me for not speaking sooner, but I bear a message from the Archon Y'shtola. She asked that you meet her at the High Crucible at your earliest convenience. Understood, thank you. Y'shtola must have finished her study on the Void Gate. Shall we hear what she has to say then? I'll go with you. I thought the Saptrap would be too busy setting up the Foundation. My clerics have been the well-oiled cogs of this administration since before Ahawan assumed the office. They understood what needs to be done, and I'm curious to learn what conclusion your Archon has reached concerning the gate's unique construction. As you wish. Allow me to lead the way, Your Excellency. Where is it? There. Is it not over there? Wait, where is it? Oh, I'm stupid. I don't know why I assumed the High Crucible was that place that we were inside of. I gotta walk my ass all the way up here. There we go. Over there. That's over here. Yeah. I feel like this is. I think it isn't loud enough when I'm not near it. It's just. I just need to turn this up for now. See how that works. That might just realistically be the plan. I'll just have to mess with the gain more here and there.
Right, here we all are.
You discovered something new.
I took a closer look at that device. I was able to determine how it keeps the Void Gate sealed, but not how it might instead be employed to expand the opening. For that, I would need to reference the technique developed by Vritra's alchemists, no records of which appear to have survived the intervening years.
We know this, so why have you sent for us? Have you learned aught of value or not?
Patience, good sir. One must introduce the subject before launching into specifics. From what we understand, travel between worlds is accomplished by passing through the nebulous rift which exists between them. Picture, if you will, the moment you were called to the first. You touched a focus of some kind to help the Exarch pinpoint your location. His summoning spell then channeled the energies of the Crystal Tower to begin your journey to his world.
Mm-hmm.
The magics tore a hole in the wall separating source and shard, and cast you into the intervening nothingness. In that place, the laws of nature hold no sway. Yet even through this realm of temporal and spatial instability, you were borne safely to your destination in the first. The feat that guided you across such an unimaginable distance, both physical and metaphorical, was nothing short of a miracle.
Then what of the many voids Sent found in the source? Who guides them here, and how?
It's true. How did they get here?
An excellent question. Though there are several methods by which the Void's denizens might intrude upon our world, the rituals of summoning are the most typical.
Well, that's true. Fair enough.
For example, let us consider the Gargoyle, a creature of middling power. To call upon such an entity, the prospective summoner must force open a void gate. The portal lasts but a moment and is relatively small, allowing only an imp or other lesser being to squeeze through with their physical body intact. Our more powerful gargoyle, however, is too large for that. Creating a gate big enough for him would require vast amounts of energy, far beyond the reserves of any one mortal practitioner.
I haven't seen that one that's on the right. I don't know what that is.
Instead, 'tis far more common to bring over only the entity's soul. We had a taste of that ourselves when a certain exarch dragged us to the first.
I kind of just like... Huh.
And just as our bodies remained in our world, the Void Sense physical form is left behind in the 13th. Once at its destination, the summoned soul is granted a temporary shell to inhabit. In the gargoyle's case, a stone effigy has proven a suitable vessel.
Hence the name Gargoyle.
Wait. You said that Voidsent must be called here deliberately by someone in the source, reeled in like a fisherman with his catch.
Exactly. For a being to navigate the chaos of the rift, with or without form, there must needs be a guiding agent on the other side.
Then who... Oh, never mind.
When the hordes poured forth from Alag's Great Gate, it was the technologists who drew them through. Though to my knowledge, planar fissures are in essence natural passages between our world and the void, which require no such guidance to traverse. Why is only the boundary between the source and the 13th so fragile? So much so that it often tears open of its own accord.
I believe solving that mystery is key to understanding travel between the source and its reflections.
And how do you intend to get your answers?
No. The danger is too great.
Perhaps. But what some call danger, others think of as adventure.
This is true.
Were you not listening to my tale? Never mind that the means to expand the gate has been lost to the ages. Even could you force the portal wide enough, you would be greeted by an army of murderous horrors the very instant you step through.
I assure you I was most attentive. And I agree that to go alone would be certain death. But if I were to bring along one who has already braved the 13th and humbled the cloud of darkness, well, I imagine my chances would be much improved.
Count me in.
I had a feeling you might say that. Once again, I put my life in your ever-reliable hands.
I think you the... Get down. I assume she doesn't do that for other races.
That said, as much as I would like to march straight back to the Void Gate,
I think that's funny.
there
To
is
have to
the
actually
small
lean down and
matter of
talk to me
being
for that
unable to
specific
open
part.
it without the Satrap's personal authority.
As I've said before, I will grant you and yours any boon you choose to name, provided it does not endanger my people.
You have my word that we will take every precaution. Not a single void scent will be allowed to threaten Radzat-Han, assuming we manage to expand the portal in the first place.
You have a plan.
Actually, I had hoped you might help us with that. I presume the alchemists you retained supplied you with some explanation of their methodology.
That they did. House Daemir was overseeing the project.
Daemir. Ah, yes. The family associated with the great work.
I did not fully comprehend the theory, but their research began with a void scent which had slipped through the fissure. After a thorough examination, they created an arcane simulacrum possessed of similar qualities. A man-made void scent, if you will. It was apparently indispensable in their efforts to enlarge the gate.
A man-made void scent.
Yes. Being great admirers of the Archons, House Daemir submitted detailed notes to Charlene's official committee. They expected praise and accolades for their simulacrum, and were thus devastated to be informed that their work had been classified as prohibited material.
Not that I can blame it
If
for
that's
being
true,
prohibited.
then those notes might still be stored in a forbidden archive somewhere. Not Google, of course, since that library had yet to be built. Which leaves us with...
We're going on a trip to Charlian. Grahatia's favorite place to sneak around. I like how there's just, wait, what? Is it an option? Like, I don't know.
Indeed. Numenon's restricted stacks may very well hold a copy. In which case, I say we head directly to Charlian.
Unless you anticipate needing help to reach the high shelves, I see myself being of little use. Go on ahead. I still need to find Mirad and tell him about the Kalzal Foundation.
Look at this Stinian Karen.
Let us be on our way as well.
They are resolved to venture into the void. Do I sit idly by?
Hey, if your sister's still in there, we can probably get her. I'll take a gander that if his sister isn't dead, which I may have misunderstood from the previous thing, because I think his sister was there, but he couldn't reach her. Right? Was the idea? So break my legs. So honestly, I'm assuming whoever those guys were in the void are probably people who who detained his sister or something of the sort. You know what I could do? I can do this. This is cheaper. I wish there was an airship to Charlian, but that is not the case. No, I'm just not gonna. I'm running low on my notes. I need to like get this farmed out a little bit. A mission in Mordona. If we were to enter Nominon's restricted archives with a minimal fuss, then we must secure the permission of the forum. First, however, we shall need to enlist the corrupt permission of a member to broach the matter on our behalf. Who do you think might be inclined to assist us? No one springs to mind. What if Scala Montagine? He did come to Grahatia's defense during the inquiry after all. This settled. Let us head to the phenomenon and see if he's willing to help us once more. You know you're not supposed to be down there, cat. How convenient they place it like right out, or no, it's in there actually. Well, I'll settle that later. After stream, I'll probably just mess around with it. Get the Alliance raid, start on the Alliance raid. Ah, shucks, I need to go to... I need to go to... What's it called, bro? I don't even have it in here. Yeah, I don't even have it in here. I need to go over to the... So I can start work. So I can actually finish this quest. I need three more weeks. So this week, tomorrow, and then, so next week, I have this Alliance raid done. I would have had it already done a long time ago. But I didn't realize. It took like 6 weeks to get done, which kind of just blows, and I hate the fact that they did that. A lot of things here I need to clean up too. Oh, look at this. Astrologian still needs to get finished up. Sage needs to get finished up. There's quite a number of things I need to just get wrapped up that I have not done. The classes. I'm sure it's whatever though. I'll get it all wrapped up eventually. My bodice is the only one I've done out of all these. It's just the Realm Reborn part. It's like, oh my god. It's gonna take forever. All this stuff to wrap up. And I still need to do the Hildebrand saga so I can get a move on with the Manderville weapons. It's like, oh my gosh. What a pain in the butt. Well, anyway, as it is. It is what it is. Discuss this one. I apprenticed to Master Matoya at the age of 7 and labored under her tutelage for a full decade. I never had the chance to attend the stadium. And neither did Thancred, as I recall. Soon after Master Louisoix took him off the streets, he was put in the care of another Archon. His was a rigorous and practical education in the arts of espionage and survival. I sometimes wonder what my life may have been like had I pursued studies here instead. Tea, the last end after a day of lectures. Oh, that does sound lovely. Afternoons with friends spent sipping tea and debating theories. Still, I wouldn't give up my time with Master Matoya for the world. The Dane Cave I studied in was about as far from the bright, airy halls of academia as one could get, but it was wondrous. But it was a wondrous, magical childhood nonetheless. Do you have anything on my character to get off it? You just free up any space I can free up. Please take that, yeah. So what else can do that? What is that for? I'll complete 100 then. Ah, neat. Nice. Pretty sure I'm gonna give this to him. Nope, there we go. Do this first. Nothing really give them, but I can refresh the ventures, so there we go. The fact that ventures is a currency, but it's like, I have so many of them. I don't know where I got so many of them. Because I don't recall buying them. I bought a couple, I think, early on. I must have got them from some societal quest. Probably from some societal quest or something. I feel like that's where it's from. Ah, visitors, and quite esteemed ones at that. What may I do for you? Pray forgive the intrusion, Scholar, but we were hoping you might help us secure permission to enter Nominon's restricted archives. Oh, hoo, no fugitive forays in the stacks this time, eh? I applaud this newfound sense of propriety. Yet, in all this wide world of comparative serenity, what so compels you to disturb a vault of it forbidden wisdom? You what? So like, what are you doing? Fascinating. I had no idea such a technique existed. I would have been surprised if you had. If my assumption is correct, the research left behind by House Daymir has lain dormant in Charlian archives for many centuries. And if you unearth this research, what then? Surely you don't intend to cross over into the void. That is, in fact, precisely what we intend to do. What we intend. To what end, pray tell? To develop a method of traversing the rift, for one, that I might keep my word to a distant friend. To develop a new I didn't hit that. Oh, wait, what? It looks like it skipped a line. What? Okay. Sentiment aside, I have journeyed to the end of existence. I've heard, felt, and thought endlessly about the truth of our world and the echo of its future. And I want to understand everything, to unravel it all to its very last secret. What scholar worthy of the name wouldn't force open a void gate or two if the grand revelation was the promised reward? Ha ha ha! Marvelous! An audacious proposal worthy of Master Matoya herself. And after hearing the whys and the wherefores, I, for one, do not believe you would use your knowledge for ill. I see no reason for you to present your request for the forum's consideration. Although your petition would be better received if you also had the support of another well-placed acquaintance. Why, Master Forchevant, of course. He can hardly ignore an earnest request from his dear children's most treasured comrades. I was hesitant to approach him directly, but there is no denying that having Master Forchevant on our side would tip the balance in our favor. Very well. We'll pay a visit to the Levier estate and plead our case. One last thing before you go. I would consider it a personal favor if you might share discoveries you make along the way. I got a bump on my finger. Oh, that hurts. Make in the void. Sorry, my appetite for knowledge is every bit as insatiable as yours, I'd wager. If you could see your way to indulge an old man's curiosity. Of course, scholar. We will be sure to pass on any revelation. Yeah, over the desk. Go bother Mr. Fortunate. At some point I will start the quest for that stuff. It is not now, but it is eventually. I want to finish out. Hopefully, finish out the daily stuff for. Or the custom deliveries for Shadowbringers first. Oh, I need to use this by tonight. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Ah, Mistress Nami, Mistress Shola, how may I be of service? We've come to speak with Master Forchevant. Is he home by any chance? Yes, the Master is in the residence. I shall inform him that he has guessed. Very well. Amulance would invite you inside for tea, but I assume was not a social visit. You would have some matter of importance to discuss. Then pray proceed, you have my full attention. We want to open a gate to the void, head inside, and beat up some void set for a little bit. At least that's my plan. Well, I suppose I should praise you for following the proper protocols this time around. Scholar Montaging expressed much the same sentiment. I assure you, we will not attempt. Oh, what's that on my screen? I need to put some cleaner on my screen. I assure you, we will not attempt to circumvent the forum's authority again, unless it's absolutely necessary, of course. Of course. You do understand that the restricted archives are restricted for good reason, yes? If no pressing need exists, then why risk the consequences of employing this forbidden knowledge? For a brother who misses his sister, she was his guardian and his friend, a selfless hero who crossed the rift between worlds to save her homeland from horror and suffering. But the brother has given up thoughts of a reunion. He spends his efforts elsewhere, watching over a people yet healing from the flames of the final days, loyal to his duty while betraying the longing in his heart. He has no vital mission, perhaps, reuniting these siblings, but it feels a worthy cause to pursue all the same. As one who feared losing his own loved ones and spent years in research to preventing it, surely you appreciate how painful such a separation must be. Reflections are still yet much a mystery to us. Offering to share your experience in the first should constitute a fair exchange for our cooperation. Do not celebrate just yet. The forum must still be convinced. I'll add your request to the list of today's deliberations and deliver the decision to you at the Baldesian Annex. Forchevant has been added to the unending codex. Oh, that's who has it. That was gonna be our desk command. So what did the forum decide? Hello? Keyboard? To put it bluntly, Master Matora has burned some bridges here in Charlian, and salted the earth for good measure. When it became clear that her student was the petitioner in question, well, no few members voiced their discontent. Huh. What? Hello, keyboard? Okay, so we're good? Then the chamber was reminded, in no uncertain term, I might add, for the incredible debt we owed you and your companions. That service to silence the grumbles and stiffened a few spines. It was agreed to allow you entry to archives was the least we could do in return. That is wonderful news. Thank you both for speaking on our behalf. Yes, well, as I am sure you're aware, this permission was not extended lightly. Forbidden knowledge to be treated with the utmost caution. There be repercussions if it is not. I wish you well in your endeavor and bid you good day. Ever the same, that one. Uncompromising, eh? Aye, but that very stoicism is exactly what Charlotte needed to guide us through not one, but 2 exodus. Who? I love how my phone isn't charging. Who is this? But is this some other, like, what? Oh my god. It's like freaking clockwork, man. My actual freaking clockwork. No, like, it is genuine. I am like, it's like, I love, like, oh my god. I'm baffled. It's like, I think I've the all like the like hunt, like probably almost like 50 plus times I've been asked to try to like close the store. It's like, it is never, like, probably 45 of those have been all like, hey, I need you last minute. Can you throw away the rest of your entire day to close the store and get home incredibly late? It's like, no, contact me like a day or 2 before. Like most of these people know they won't be able to like do something. Like they'll literally be like, oh well, yeah, I wanted to go to the football game. It's just like, or like something like that. It's like, then why did, like, you knew the football game was coming up. You knew it was coming up. Oh, I want to go to the movie or this. Like, you knew it was coming. You knew it didn't just come out of nowhere, man. Don't be surprised when someone says, no, I don't want to throw away the rest of my day last minute. Like, holy crap. People, what is this planning, man? Okay, enough griping. That went rather well, I think. Ignore that message for a while. As a child, I dreamed up any number of schemes for getting my hands on those forbidden tomes. Now I can simply walk through the door. I focus away in finding House and Damir's research notes. Sorry, there we go. Does that show up on stream? That doesn't show up on stream, does it? That doesn't. Cool. Yeah, it doesn't. But thought of such knowledge, I suppose it has me feeling a little bit giddy. Restricted reading. What is the last quest going to be called? A Saptrap's Duty. Okay. Well, we'll find out what that actually means. You'll be heading directly to archives from here, I presume. You presume correctly. And we'll want to speak with the index page when you arrive. It's been instructed to grant you access to the restricted section. Excellent. Once again, we thank you for all your help. Oh, it was my pleasure. Believe me, may you find the knowledge you seek. Shall we? Gotta walk all the way there. It's honestly at that point not much of a difference. But gotta go up that first. I would have probably cut out some time. Just because I have to go up the stairs. I can't go just straight to it. What if they made another zone? They made another little zone inside here just for it, or what? To think the set of instructions I'd laughingly imagine may actually exist, but yawns away from where you found me napping. If I had known for Al-Zadala's the third's exploit sooner, I could well have saved myself days' research. Even a children's book might have pointed me in the right direction. To achieve the impossible, one might need to be flexible of mind and look beyond conventional wisdom, a lesson I had already learned, but clearly not taken to heart. Archeon Yustola and guests identified. Do you wish to proceed into the restricted archives? Follow me if you would. Watch your step and please note that the use of naked flames is discouraged. Books and pillars like that. That's actually kind of cool.
If House Damia's notes are to be found anywhere, it will be here. Let us begin.
Yeah, so it is a goo ball, or it's a variation of that theme. Which is such a good theme, by the way. This part, mainly. It's so good to hear. Jaina willed not of my own, I met the most beautiful void-born creature. She was so unlike her ravenous brethren, eyes blazing not with hunger, but trembling like a candle's flame threatening to flicker out at any moment. I wonder if she is even the proper word. Such distinctions seem inconsequential, insignificant even. All that matters is the love I feel for this exquisite, transcendent being. Though you tempted to read more, this does not seem to be the volume you are seeking. A weighty tone. In the year 1564 of the 6th Astral Era, the Yamajala summoned Ifrit, their patron god. Accounts describe the being as a gigantic lizard-like being with a potent command of fire-aspected magics. If you consider that primal summoning is an act fueled by faith and prayer, it's unsurprising, if not expected, that the resulting demi-form entity should manifest the appearance and powers with which it is attributed by its worshippers. What then might emerge from the ether should one believes in an almighty omniscience attempt the same ritual? Would the scholar himself grace us with his presence? Some other embodiment of divine sagety? Could this man-made god truly be all-knowing, and if it were, whence would such knowledge arise? I had myself many questions concerning the nature of the ancient world. With no spell to transport me back to the days of old, could I instead summon a being possessed of encyclopedic knowledge, wisdom of every age? Yet with no means to verify this pronouncement, how could one be certain this were true? Then your mind spins with the possibilities decided therein. This does not seem to be the volume you're seeking. Over here. Well, something tells me that will be the one I'm looking for, unless I missed something on the other floor.
The following page is
The following pages detail an advanced method for manipulating rift-spanning apertures as devised by Nun Hashan, the ninth patriarch of House Daimir. We present these research notes to the faculty of Charlian Stadium as both a token of our friendship and an expression of our boundless admiration. You appear to have located the forbidden volume you seek. The Stola will need to make the final confirmation. Oh, you Stola, what I found. Have something you'd like to show me, do you? My apologies, I flipped open but a single book and was completely absorbed by its content. A forbidden research log detailed an advanced method for manipulating rift-spanning apertures. Well done, Izanami. I think you may have found our prize.
Yes, the ether signature is unmistakable. I've felt the traces of House Daimir's resonance many times at the Great Work. Time to see what all the fuss was about. Among the ranks of the Voidsent, there exist entities with the power to call forth their brethren from beyond. The species known as Atomos, however, is uniquely prodigious in this regard. From its distended maw, it can expel an endless procession of void-born creatures, a talent which sorely tested the Radiant Host in its battles against these abominations. Surmising that the entity itself was acting as a void gate, we endeavored to capture a small specimen and subsequently examine its physiological structure. Our findings revealed that the Atomos had absorbed a planar fissure into its own flesh, which it could expand at will into a functioning gate.
Oh, interesting.
Upon further analysis, we identified an ethereal wave pattern emitted during this process. A pattern we were able to emulate by passing crystal-stored ether through a specially designed prism. We proceeded to embed said prism into an arcane simulacrum, thus completing what we have dubbed our artificial Atomos.
That's quite the interesting way of going about it.
How could I have been so blind to the possibilities? This species, not to mention its ability to summon Voidsent, has been discussed among academics for years now. Just before the advent of the 7th Umbral Calamity, we received reports of Atomos sightings from every corner of Eorzea. Surely you've at least heard the tales. And still, House Daimir went and built a mock Atomos of their very own. I'm not surprised the Archons consigned their work to a restricted archive.
I'm curious, how does it sound?
It was no easy task, but at last we've unearthed the volume we've been searching for.
It's kind of low.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to stay longer. See what other forbidden titles might be lurking on these shelves. Ah, but that would be abusing the very special privilege we've been granted now, wouldn't it? Better not.
Unfortunately, we'll have to leave. And the music too. Eorzea? Seventh Honorable Calamity. The fact that it isn't already in there is kind of weird, but... Where is it? Where is it again? I'm blind. Oh, it's in collection. What's this, by the way? These are just like characters, so like these are just different. And the ranks, such as one of the few research. Huh. Let's see. Feeling it strong. Huh, interesting. Interesting characters that it kind of like where you're like, so what happened? So what actually happened to the Boja Boja Resistance Front after the events of Endwalker? That was like one of the few questions I have there. Okay. What the hell happens there now? As much as I would love to start crafting Atmos, I'm afraid this is far outside my field of expertise. Fortunately, we know a Hanish alchemist who would be delighted to involve herself in House Damir project. Our business here is concluded for the moment. Please pass on regards to the forum. Your message will be conveyed. Should you wish to indulge in more forbidden literature, I will be here. Patron mode disabled. Security mode engaged. If anyone can help us out, Didhana can. I say we return to Thavnir and look for her at the Great Work. Congrats on locating the objective of your search. Please move along. I wonder if we're ever able to go back there. Probably not. The music, just go there for the music. Kind of nice. Like, it must have been picking up way differently. Because the way Cyber complained when I hummed, like, for 5 seconds, it must have picked up, like, much differently. Purchase in Solution 9 for 7.5 million gil. I mean, I can get there. As soon as I stop spending money on freaking the Realm Reborn relics, then I can easily get that money. I'm actually surprised more people don't have more gil in this game. Maybe I'm just stupid. I'm like, what are you? What is everyone spending their cash on? Constantly. It has to be fashion, I presume, right? Because what is there like to really spend money on outside of Because my greatest money sink has literally just been relics alone. So it's like, what exactly is the massive money sink for other people? I genuinely don't know. So I don't change my, I generally take a while to change my fashion, so maybe that's why. Your story tells me you're pursuing a most fascinating study, and that you'd want me to be a part of it. I've no doubt you'd be interested. This research log should speak for itself. Will it now? By the sisters! This is the mark of House Daimir. I never knew such a work existed. If you should, it was sequestered in Nominon's restricted archives after all. It was? But that means every word of this is forbidden knowledge. A forbidden tome filled with forbidden research. And you might put it right in my unsuspecting hands. I can hardly wait to read it. Do you think that Daimir was developing such marvelous techniques so long ago? How many innovations have been lost over the centuries, I wonder? Now that you've glanced over the notes, what say you in helping us build a new mock Atmos? I say yes, 1,000 times yes. Working on a Daimir project that even the redoubtable scholars of Charlian trembled. They even had the redoubtable scholars of Charlian trembling in their sandals. No alchemist of great work could resist. You're a woman after my own heart. Oh, I suppose I should ask, what do you mean to do with this big-mouthed simulacrum once you've built it? So there's a secret void gate, and it's sealed in the ruins at the bottom of the bounty. Today is a day of revelations, indeed. If the purpose of our man-made outpost is to expand this hidden portal, I would need to see it for myself, I think. Manipulating rift-spanning apertures is not the sort of thing you would attempt without first taking into account every single factor. And by all means, accompany us to the vault. I plan to lead us back there shortly once we finish gathering the components I require. Charlian's markets provided the raw aquamine and pure water crystals, but I might need help obtaining a small quantity of astrally infused water. With such liquid, you need go no further than the font of Maya. The aesthetics of old once favored the place for its meditation, and the water which pools there is known to enliven the flow of aether. That sounds perfect. If you'd be so kind to fill a flask at the pool, I would petition Vitra to join us. The idea I have in mind wouldn't amount to much without his authority to command the Void Gate. Shall we be about it then? We might be back here anon. Might meet back here anon. It said something. It said words. I'm out, please? Question mark. Makes me wonder. Restricted reading. What's another quest after this? We're following up on the end of 6.1? Yeah, I think 6.1 MSQ. Didn't take too long. Really didn't take that long. I actually about to hit 2 hours. Granted, first like 10 minutes or so of the stream were me making coffee and doing something else. Do you have that flask for me? A flask filled with ashly infused water scooped from a strangely specific point in the depths of the font of Maya. Yes, this should suffice. Thank you, Izanami. And more material I'm never going to use. EP. Void theory. That's just a theory. A void theory. Look who I came across. Estienne seemed in need of diversion, and we, in turn, may have need of his lands. Right then, now that our little party is assembled, let's make way to the ruins. Will we have need of Matsuya's boat again? Not this time. Once Yashola informed me of our destination, I arranged for a vessel to be made ready for Akayala. Akayalai? Your Excellency is ever the gracious host, shall we? Take me with you, please. No. Okay, I have to walk there. Or fly there, really. Oh, hello there, Thashin. I should make alert command, shouldn't I? Every time I look away, freaking OBS gets enlarges in size. Like, what do you, like, how? How do you keep doing that? Talk whenever I don't know. OBS does what OBS wants, I guess. The ship is yours to command. Thanks. We shall set sail at once. This is so exciting. Azadal's let's try it close enough. Azadal's legacy is to see the truth of a legend with my own eyes. All aboard for the treasure vault.
The ruins alone were impressive enough, but I never dreamed such a treasure lay hidden in the depths of the bounty. It may have been helpful to know this device existed, Your Excellency.
My apologies. The gate was a secret I shared with none but my closest advisors. I feared for what might happen should those with ill intentions learn of its existence.
What is it you're doing now?
That's what I want to know.
There's something I wish to verify. The NOAA reports claim that a short stint into the void carries little risk of etheric imbalance. Should one suffer an injury, however, or if one's expedition drags on longer than intended, that risk becomes significantly greater. Graha theorized that a warding scale would confer protection from the void's corrupting influence. But I would prefer to test that hypothesis before we set foot in the 13th ourselves.
So, this is an experiment of sorts.
Yes, an experiment. Tell me, how would you go about testing the efficacy of the warding scale?
Good question. A familiar. Oh, okay. No, fair enough. Familiar. Say nothing and look meaningfully at Astidian. I'm gonna lyric farming.
What?
Pull at my wither farm.
Why are you looking
while
at me
it's
like
like
that?
Hobbit audio.
Surely
book.
you'd not expect me to wriggle through
Oh,
that tiny
okay, that's
portal.
pretty cool. Nice.
We needn't attempt anything so drastic. A small familiar should serve well enough. Now, a lowly imp can navigate a fissure, no matter how narrow. Which means an arcane entity of similar stature should be able to manage the same.
Another mini porksy, perhaps?
I hadn't wanted it to come to this, but no other familiars will do, I'm afraid.
Do I know this familiar?
I mislike the sound of that. What manner of
Does she
fiend
know
does
maybe sound
need
like a
to
mini,
summon?
Y'shtola? What is she summoning?
From ocean rise and cloudbank form, from mountain spring and rainfall storm, from river flow and life be born.
Like a magical-esque, girl-esque crap. What is this?
Water, water, froth and foam!
She sounded like too excited for that. As
Ready your arms.
I
Fears
fear
she's
she
been
has been possessed.
Oh, come now. That was adorable.
Oh, Nixies. I can remember these guys from the Toya thingy. She has to send them into their death.
Though not my first choice. These familiars I conceived of as a child have the best chance of fitting through the gate. I only wish my younger self had considered a more dignified ending to the creation ritual.
I mean, did you have to say it excitedly?
In any case, these two should serve as well.
Is that a necessary part of it?
This one will bear a warding scale. And when they return from the 13th, we can observe how the talisman, or absence thereof, has affected the progress of the Void's corruption. If I could impose upon you to open the gate. Your Excellency.
So I assume we'll send them in, and then in patch 6.2, you get the results.
Yes, of course.
We should also be wary of void sense slipping through while we conduct our experiment. Estinian, you are to keep Nadana safe from harm.
As you say.
You had best be on your guard as well.
Froth and foam. I wish I did like the. I wish you did like the little.
Are you volunteering to join the Nixies? I could shrink you down, you know.
I wouldn't say no.
Let us begin, shall we?
I should do like the little Lalafell dance for that.
Nixies, into the void.
Good luck, my little. Good luck, little fellas. Did I forget to take down the thing the entire time? Whatever. Not like it really. It's not like anyone's really here for the cutscene. It's fine. They wanted to see the cutscenes, they'd see it themselves.
I think we've waited long enough. Nixies, return to my side.
I thought we'd wait till the next expansion for the results. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, next patch for the results. Nixie, no! Water.
Thank you, little one. You did well.
Put him out of his misery.
Oh, the poor thing. Its essence has been irrevocably warped.
We're out of time. I must reseal the Void Gate.
I have a feeling something's going to come out before he closes it, though.
They're coming through!
In the name of Alzadal III, I bar this door unto the void.
Okay, never mind.
Well, that was a sharp lesson in the dangers of void gates.
And what of our experiment? I'd say the results speak for themselves.
The unprotected Nixie has suffered extensive etheric corruption. As Nidana observed, it's well on its way to becoming a void scent.
Put it out of its
The
misery.
one merged with the talisman, however, appears unaffected. I sense no changes to its equilibrium. Rest now, little ones.
Graha's theory was correct then.
So it would seem. But while our second familiar was untouched by void energies, the talisman itself shows signs of degradation. It was, of course, originally designed to shield the soul from primal tempering. It stands to reason that etheric corruption of a different sort would affect it differently. We may need to modify the warding scale's design to account for the 13th's uniquely unstable ether.
You've said much of the Void's instability, but my imagination fails me. What manner of place is this broken world?
Ah, my apologies. I forget that not all of us spend our days sequestered in dusty archives. The 13th is a reflection of the source that was drowned in a flood of darkness. In Emmett Selk's own words, this tragedy was a result of the Ascians' attempts to force a rejoining. They erred in their haste, and made of that world a useless void. You remember Unakalhai, The unusual child we met during our troubles with the Warring Triad. He explained the fate of the 13th thus. The champions of that ill-fated world used the stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals. But those self-same heroes were gradually corrupted by the Auracite's bleeding energies, transforming into fiends with an endless hunger for ether. By the time anyone thought to oppose them, Light's strength had grown too feeble, and the balance of the 13th tipped into eternal darkness. It was Elidibus, as I recall, who rescued Unakalhai's spirit from his final battlefield. But I wonder if there were others whom the emissary saved from oblivion.
Ardbert's companion, the elven swordswoman. Does that dialogue not show up if you,
The adventurer who traveled with the Warriors of Light. And you say she was another of Elidibus's pawns? I see. So Ciela, or rather Silva, was beguiled by the same dreams of heroism as Unakalhai. And what of your own experience? Will you tell us of what you observed during Noah's expedition? I can picture it now. The sunless, Stygian expanse, infested with legions of ether-starved monstrosities. A void in every sense of the word.
What you have described in such lurid detail is exactly why I hesitate to encourage you.
Worry not, great Vritra. Our journey into the 13th is but the first leg of a longer voyage. A voyage that shall lead us to other reflections, to new mysteries and discoveries. And I mean to be there every step of the way. But first, I must focus on refining the warding talisman.
Then I can begin work on constructing an artificial Atomos. Or I could if I had the relevant manuals to hand. Might I be so bold as to request access to the Satrap's family archives? Your Excellency?
Oh, yes. That can be arranged. I will speak to my officials upon our return.
We will see you back in the city then.
That's a cool picture. Alright. I don't think I need any of these, right? So... Do I? What is this gear? Yeah, the gear is too high, so it's useless. It will get phased out almost immediately. Satrap's duty. Once Nidhana succeeds in replicating the Mach Atmos, this door to the 13th will be ours to open. Will you be crossing the threshold alongside us? I realize this is more than my endeavor than yours. To be honest, I have no interest in visiting the void myself. Might we discuss this later? There's something I must do first. Why does everyone insist on being so secretive? I at least had good reason for not wanting to explain my Nixie ritual. Shall we proceed with our other preparations then? As we saw, the warding scales can be effective at protecting the bearer from other sources of etheric corruption. Nevertheless, the talisman's durability will need to be improved if it is to withstand the void's influence for a prolonged length of time. I think that the problem we can address without involving the brilliant but busy alchemist who created it. Oh, I think that okay. Who do you know who excels at this kind of structural augmentation? The Garland Ironworks. But of course, an excellent suggestion. As I recall, Sid himself is no stranger to the void and its volatile energies. With the experienced hand on the helm, I have every confidence that the Ironworks can strengthen the warding scale. Come, let's visit their operation where Augur's Reach and commission their best and brightest. Jesse's gonna have them throw her hands up in the air. Where are you going with my workers? Oh, automatically teleported there? What is this luxury that the game just gave me? Holy. So now what brings you to the Ironworks? We have a commission for you and your president, actually, assuming he's available. Master Sid, certainly I'll see if he has a moment free. He always has a moment for us. A pleasure as always. I hear you have a job for us. Heading to the void to find a lost dragon. That sounds almost pedestrian compared to your last adventure. Honestly, I don't know if you could say anything that would surprise me after Meteon and that bloody mess. Fair enough, actually. Alright, let's take a look at this talisman of yours. You said there were signs of degradation. Degradation. Words? It seems some manner of corrosion has set in around a scratch on its surface. Much as the void's corruption seeped into Nero through its wounds, in which case, our best bet may be simply to prevent the scales from being damaged in the first place. And how might we achieve that? We have a coating agent for strengthening trinkets and the like, but I'd be wary of applying any compound which might upset the scale's delicate alchemical balance. Far safer to dress it in armor. We'll construct a protective casing, one utilizing metal alloys with high ethereal conductivity, so as not to impede the talisman's primary function. A suit of armor, as you said. Nero has compiled data on the 13th, so I'll have him pitch in with a design just to be sure. If only it weren't such an ordeal to convince him to follow our safety protocols. I swear, I've never had such a reckless employee. In any case, we may need some time to untangle the particulars. Understandable. We know how busy your schedule is, and the final result will doubtless be worth the wait. The hardest part will be ducking Jessie and her constant barrage of demands while we sneak about doing the fun stuff. Let's see what we can do. We can leave the rest in Sid's capable hands. Let's return to the great work and see how Ninhana is getting on with the Mock Atmos. I didn't see the new schedule has been posted. You take me all the way here, but you can't do me a favor and take me all the way back. You guys. That is so silly. I wish they'd start doing that more. Like, have an NPC that's like, are you told her to be there? She'd be like, hey, it's like, I'm gonna head back. Want to come with me? So, like, you go F off and do something else, or you'll have her just already be here as well. That would be very nice. Just to cut down on having to teleport around would be nice.
Ah, hey, Stola. The adjustments are going well, I hope?
'Tis a lengthy process, but the end is in sight, yes.
Let's cutscene
It's
play out.
wonderful news.
Gotta do something real quick.
I myself had some good fortune searching through the Satrap's private records. What I found was a transaction log dated around the same period as when Al-Zadal's legacy was built. It included a purchase list of highly exclusive alchemical components, and I knew I'd discovered the key to making the artificial atomos. I then visited the High Crucible to commission the materials. After I'd explained my requirements, I was beset by volunteers insisting I allow them to help with the entire project.
The usual reaction to someone forcing open a void gate is to run for the hills. Harnish academics certainly are a different breed.
The alchemists of old were cut from a similar cloth. The unknown held no fear for them. Indeed, they were ever eager to seek new knowledge, regardless of the danger.
And were you not also fearless, heedless even, in your determination?
My sire entered his dormancy before I was hatched. And so it was Ashdaya who kept my eggs safe and warm. It created a bond between us. Even long after I learned to fend for myself, I rarely strayed from her side. She was my guardian, my sister, my dear companion. And not a single day passes that I do not mourn her absence. No matter how deep the darkness, I would not surrender my search. I promised myself the time would come when we would once more take to the skies together. But I am satrap now.
The Radiant Host is here to serve, Your Excellency.
Nabdeen, what is this about?
Celestinian told us of your predicament. For centuries, you have protected Radz at Han, never showing your true self, hiding behind a curtain and living only in service to the people. Your dedication meant more to us than your deceit, and so did we accept you as our rightful ruler. After all that you have sacrificed for this nation, did you imagine we would begrudge you your heart's desire? We survived the final days. We are a strong and proud people. We, the Radiant Host, will keep Thavnair safe in your absence.
I am grateful for your loyalty and for your encouragement. And yet...
Now you listen to me, Varshan! You are wearing that face, after all. As I have told you before, you are a little brother to us all. And if you are family, then so too is your sister. We are there for you if you need us. But do not ask us to sit by and watch while you abandon a sibling you have ached to rescue for millennia.
We will succeed in opening the way. It is only a matter of time. All you need do is prepare to step through to the other side.
Your Excellency, I wanted to thank you for building the orphanage. It means so much that my sister and I will have a place to be together, safe and happy. And I hope that you and your sister can be together again, too.
To protect them well, you must take heart.
Take heart and protect them well. Such were the words I once said to you, and here I stand, failing to live up to them. If my heart is torn, I am fit to protect neither Ajdaya nor Radzatan. My people, I have come to a decision. Vashan will depart Thavne for a time. My dragon self will remain in the palace, but only to conduct the satrap's most essential duties. While I am focused on controlling this vessel, there may be matters that escape my attention. I rely on you, my trusted friends, to watch over one another until I return.
Take care and fair fortune, little brother. Many tears would be shed should you come to harm.
I would not dare make you cry.
Back over that here. What is this? I don't worry about that. I guess anytime I hide it, that's where it does it. You surprised me, Esteem. For a lone wolf, you've shown an unusual degree of, we say, involvement in helping Vitra reach this conclusion. Trust for the greater good. The worm's thundering sigh is for keeping his citizens awake at night. Atra. Alright, sorry about that. Had to run and take a call. Twas for the greater good. The worm's thundering sighs were keeping his citizens awake at night, and had travelers believing this palace racked by some unnatural storm. What of your own answer, then? You seem disinclined to venture into the void. When I was one with Nidhogg, his vengeful thoughts were my own, his endless rage my rage. The soul-chilling grief he nursed for Ratatusker's death. I would not wish such agony upon a foe, let alone a friend and an ally. If there's a chance we may spare Beechra that pain, then I will follow you. Either former scions we should call on? I not bother our comrades with aught less than a dire threat to the star. V4 should be sufficient for our purpose. Now onto the specifics. Unlike the first, where the flood of light was halted before its devastation was complete, the 13th has been utterly subsumed by the darkness. My plan, as such, is to explore the void in stages, withdrawing to safety after each brief foray. 'Twould be convenient to have some manner of base camp nearer to the gate itself. One of the palace chambers should serve. Come, let us reconvene outside the Megahaduta. I butchered that. Right, so that should be the end of 6.1. Oh, am I acting like I can teleport to it? I thought I interact with it like I could teleport like a mini Aetherite from one to another. And so we will acquire suitable accommodations. Might we make something available for our guests? All the chambers are presently hosting the great mounds of treasure we carried out of the vault. Once the Foundation's activities begin in earnest, however, we can redistribute the trove and make room or two ready for habitation. Good. Please inform me when you have completed their arrangements. As you heard, we will have you settled in the Megahaduta in due time. As ever, we are most gracious, Your Excellency. You risk yourselves to aid me in my search for Azdaja. Do with that. Providing comfortable quarters is the least I can do. I only wish we knew more about our destination. The gods only know how long exploration might possibly take, or what our chances of success might possibly be. Succeed or fail, I'm grateful to you for convincing me to make the attempt. On that note, I will turn to the great work and lend what help I can to Nidhana. If you've preparation to make ere we venture into the 13th, now is the time. All I need is my armor and my lance. Perhaps I'll train with the Radiant Host to pass the time before we depart. You know what that means to me, Nanami. My purpose need not consume you as well. You're headed to another world. Find what joy you can in the experience, for you're a traveler, an adventurer at heart, this I know. Meanwhile, in the 13th. Xenos' Reaper creature.
Thus I am returned. To this world, bereft of saviors.
Alright. And we're gonna end it there for now. I'm gonna go take us through some side quest off stream, and then we'll start on the new stuff later. I know we get a trial, and I know we get a dungeon for 6.2. That'll be pretty neat. But we're gonna make some progress on Pandemonium. We're probably gonna finish up the Pandemonium raid series. Then we're probably gonna finish up. We're probably gonna do as much of these Alliance raid as I can. Part of the Alliance raid may be locked behind other patches, so we'll see what happens there. Also, thanks for dropping by, Thashin.